In other business news, the public and private sector is gathering at a conference aimed at supporting skills creation and employment through investment. The annual event is taking place under the theme Boundless, with efforts to foster global collaborations. The focus is to implement a global approach to break boundaries and unlock limitless opportunities. Executive Chairman at BSG, Mteto Nyati, speaks to us about this. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Nyati. Do talk us through this year's theme dubbed Boundless. How exactly is this global mindset set to manifest in supporting the skills creation as well as employment through investment domestically?
Thank you so much, Tumisang, for having me. And also good evening, good afternoon to your viewers. We've had this conference, it's called BPESA, Business Process Outsourcing in South Africa. And the primary purpose of this conference really was to rally the troops, rally the industry, as it has set itself a goal of achieving 500,000 jobs created by this industry by 2030. And this particular industry has done exceptionally well over the last 15 years. And they have consistently exceeded the targets that they have set for themselves. And now they felt that they needed to go beyond the South Africa boundaries and start to position all of Africa as a possible destination for outsourced work from the rest of the world to Africa. We have done exceptionally well in South Africa. We believe that the same advantages that South Africa has is the same that Africa has, more especially when it comes to, for example, the time zone between Africa and same time zone between Africa and Europe. So we had a number of visitors from these countries, from the US and from Europe, who were also here, who attended. And the key really was to first talk positively and share with them some of the changes that have happened in South Africa, the GNU, the focus that we continue to have. Like now, there's been no load shedding for 7 months, and the kind of drive that the all of South Africa is having to drive an inclusive growth, and also share the stories about the rest of the continent. This is quite an exciting thing because this sector is the sector that is going to be targeting largely the youth. If you look at South Africa, 60% of the unemployed people is the youth. And it is this sector that will be able to absorb those young people. And it's primarily digital jobs, Tumisang.
I'm glad you raised that, Mr. Nyati, especially given the recent unemployment data that we got from Stats SA, a marginal drop to 32.1%, but youth unemployment remaining at elevated levels over 45%. I'm interested in the issue of skills development and how that is meant to translate into South Africa's offering into the job market, especially if we are talking about trading globally.
Yes, if you look at South Africa, and one of the big challenges that we have is that, of course, on the one hand, we've got a high unemployment, but that unemployment is actually people who are educated. Some of them have got degrees. It's just that they may not have the skills that are required by the market. On the other hand, you've got a huge level of shortage of skills from industries like financial services, banking, insurance, telcos, mining, oil and gas. So we see an opportunity here where we can work with the young people that have got the necessary foundation when it comes to the education, transition them and give them the skills that are required to make them to become productive members of society. And we've done this thing through an organization called the Collective X, where we have pulled together a number of key stakeholders. One is the employer organization, all of the companies in South Africa that are looking for skills. What we're doing there is we're aggregating the demand, say, what is it that you need? You then put all of that demand together. Then you say, okay, these are the top 5 digital skills that are required. Okay, let us now work with training providers to make sure that they deliver on these skills. And at the same time, let's select the training provider that can meet a minimum level of quality. And on the other hand, we're asking these companies to make sure that they provide opportunities for these young people to have what we call work integrated learning. Because what we have seen in the past, just training people for training's sake, it does not help. You need to give them on-the-job training and to be able to apply their knowledge. So it's a combination of all of these key stakeholders that are working under Collective X to produce people that are ready for the world of work, and not just any world of work. This work which is digital work that is in high demand. And this will give many of our young people the break that they do need.
Absolutely much needed in South Africa. Thank you so much for your time and contribution this afternoon. That's Mteto Nyati, Executive Chairman at BSG, talking to us about this BPO conference that was taking place in Johannesburg. The aim there is to upskill particularly young people in South Africa to further create employment.